Last season, no one could touch the Mater Dei Monarchs. MaxPreps national champs went 12-0 and were the #1 ranked team in high school wire to wire. But this season, that won't be the case. MaxPreps releasing their preseason top 25 today. And coming in at #1, not Mater Dei, but St. Johns Bosco. Mater Dei at #2 after they are losing some key players heading into this next season. St. Johns Bosco last season finished at #6. But has finished ranked in the top 10 in 6 consecutive years now. Let's welcome in our friends at MaxPreps, Steve Montoya and Zack Poff. Guys, it is good to see you in the middle of the summer. It's been a minute here. So let's talk about St. Johns Bosco coming in at #1 this preseason. They finished at #6 last season. So Zack, why are they the #1 team right now?
Yeah, we had to go with the Braves #1 just because of the depth they have. I feel like they're the deepest team in high school football getting ready for the 2022 season. And you know what they say, defense wins championships. And if you look at St. Johns Bosco's defense they have heading into this season, straight loaded. You got 5-star defensive end Mateo Uiagalelei, the younger brother of Clemson's starting quarterback DJ. And then the guy I got circled for them is Kingston Viliamu-asa. He's a junior linebacker, one of the best linebackers in the class of 2024. I think he's really going to be the leader of this defense during the 2022 campaign. This is a guy who hurt his knee during his freshman season in the spring, didn't play his sophomore year. I think he's going to be a big time advantage or a big time prospect for Bosco's defense. And you look at the secondary, they got 4 dudes from the class of 2023 that are already committed to a Power 5 school. And then you look at the class of 2024, they got 3 dudes in the secondary that are rated in the top 200 overall on 24/7 Sports composite rankings. They also got some ballers on offense. I think Pierce Clarkson, a 4-star Louisville commit, is going to be a big-time quarterback for Jason Negro's offense this year. Last year he split time with Caden Hauser playing the quarterback position. I think he's going to have a big-time season this year as he takes over as a full-time starter. They got a big-time offensive line. They got some saucy cats playing at the wide receiver position. And Amanda, I know a lot of peeps are probably like, hey, how is it Mater Dei #1? They went wire to wire as the #1 team last season. They did lose some key players, but, they got Elijah Brown coming back, so they're still going to be big time. But you see that date right there, October 7th. They're going to get to settle on the field, especially if they're both undefeated in 1 and 2. And you already know what I always say, Amanda. Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, and I hadn't heard saucy cats in a minute either, so it was nice to hear that. Steve talked to us about Mater Dei coming in at #2. Who do they lose and who are they getting back?
Yeah, well, I don't have any saucy cats references, but I mean, Zack mentioned it with quarterback Elijah Brown coming back, MaxPreps sophomore player of the year. And when you think of Mater Dei, you think of quarterbacks. I mean, recently they just did like a Heisman lane because they've had 3 former Heisman Trophy winners at quarterback at their school, and now they have this kid Elijah Brown who's just really good special talent. He's already thrown for over 3,500 yards, 45 touchdowns. And if you're Mater Dei and you're saying, wait, well, hold up, why are we #2? We've been 71-3 since 2016. They played St. Johns Bosco 10 times since then as well, and gone 7-3. These two teams typically play every year twice, once in regular season, once at the end. So the great thing about this debate about who's #1, who's #2, Zack mentioned it, they play each other. And there's no really debate after the games are over who's the top team in their league. So, I mean, local league rivals getting a chance to play on the field. And speaking of play on the field, I'm looking forward to the Mater Dei Bishop Gorman game early in the season. That's one of the best games of the year right out of the game, game 2 for Mater Dei.
August 26th, but of course we do now have October 7th circled on our calendars as well. All right, let's go to #3 coming in at your preseason rankings there at MaxPreps. St. Francis Academy, this is one place higher than where they finished last season. And Zack, you say, look, they're going to be loaded again.
Yeah, and I already brought up saucy cats, but when you look at this Baltimore Power, they got some straight dogs. They got some big-time dudes in the trenches. I love Deshaun Womack. He's a 4-star edge rusher, can line up in the trenches too, right in the middle at D tackle. This guy plays everywhere on the defensive line. But a guy I can't wait to see is the quarterback, 2024 dude, Michael Van Buren. He's one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the class of 2024. And the thing that really impressed me with him last year was, he wasn't the starter at the beginning of the year, but he was able to start one game, and that was against Northern California, one of the top teams, not just in California, but in the country, De La Salle, probably the most prestigious high school football program. And he led a big-time win up on the road up in Northern California, too. So I think Michael Van Buren's going to have a big-time season. I think he's going to lead this team, and I think they're going to be undefeated until they go all the way to the end of the season when they play IMG Academy on November 18th. It'll be the last game of the season for both teams. So, that could be a very meaningful game for both these programs, especially if they're both undefeated. The winner of that game will have a very good chance to finish the year at number 1 if Mater Dei or St. John Bosco lose a game.
Well, speaking of IMG, let's talk about them coming in at number 4. Our studios are here in South Florida, so a lot of IMG fans floating around. Zach, I noticed in your notes, class of 2023, 17 players rated as 4 stars or higher. Steve, give me the outlook for IMG this season.
Yeah, nice segue here into IMG Academy. I mean, this is a team built to play a national schedule, built to win a national championship, and built to prep their kids to play in the NFL. I mean, just in 2021, 7 former IMG players were taken in the NFL draft. This shows you the kind of talent this team has. And Carnell Tate just recently, as we're talking, he committed to Ohio State. He's a big-time wide receiver, 5-star kid. He can make all the plays. And this is one of those teams where you could show up and you can watch and you can basically say, okay, there's at least 20 kids out there that will be playing on Saturdays eventually. That's the type of talent this team has. They're always in the race for a national title when it comes down, and they've been around for a while now, established. It really comes down to the head coach, Billy Miller now. He's a new head coach. He's been around the program for a long time. Can he put it all together and make them play well together? And like Zach said, that St. Francis Academy game is going to be a special one at the end of the season.
Rounding out the top 5, we have St. Thomas Aquinas sticking with the state of Florida here. They finished ranked 9th last season, so this is a pretty good jump for them. Zach, why are they coming in at number 5?
Yeah, first of all, with St. Thomas Aquinas, you can pretty much pencil these dudes in to be ranked in the top 5 or the top 10 every season. They reload every single year. This is a team that's won 3 consecutive 7A state titles heading into this season. They've won 13 state titles in program history, the most in the state of Florida. And I love their defense, especially in the secondary. You got King Mack, a 4-star safety. And then you also got 4-star. He was recently bumped up from a 3 to a 4-star, Conrad Hussey. He's one of the best defensive backs in the country. He's a Penn State commit. Those 2 guys are going to be big time in the duo. They're going to be a lot of good time players in the trenches, in the front 7 too. But, Tyler Aronson, a quarterback, transferred over. He's one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the class of 2024. He's going to have a lot of legit wide receivers to toss the rock to. They're going to have a big-time offensive line. Roger Harriet, one of the best coaches, not just in Florida, but in the country. St. Thomas Aquinas, they're going to be ready to roll this year and win that 14th state title. It's going to be a fun year. And they open up against Philly Power St. Joseph's Prep on ESPN on August 27th. So that's going to be a huge game. And speaking of the state of Florida real quick, Amanda, they have 7 teams ranked in the MaxPreps preseason top 25, more than any other state. So there's a lot of legit high school football teams in the Sunshine State.
Zach, Steve, as I mentioned at the top, it's nice to see you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. We're going to talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for going through the top 5 in those rankings, which, by the way, you can find at maxpreps.com. Just hitting the website today, the preseason top 25.